Chapter 7. The Show. It was queer the way the children kept disappearing nowadays. Cuffy couldn't understand it. Right in the house, too. She never saw them go out. She would hear them, noisy as usual, playing in the office, and then all of a sudden, absolute stillness. When she went up to see what was going on, there would be nobody. Nobody at all. Funny, did she only imagine that she heard a smothered whisper, the ghost of a giggle somewhere nearby? But where? The cupboards were empty, or rather, they were full of everything under the sun except children. There was nobody under the tables or behind the piano, which Rush had moved out from the wall a little because he said it gave a better light, or even up in the cupola. Sometimes there would be one child left in the office, Oliver usually. But when she asked him where the others were, he simply looked surprised and answered truthfully, "The others? Why, they were here a little while ago." Cuffy just gave up. The truth, as you have guessed, is that they spent a lot of time closeted in Clorinda's room. In the first place, they had to clean it, and that had taken 2 rainy afternoons after school and the better part of the next Saturday. Randy and Mona scrubbed the floor, and Rush, at the risk of breaking his neck, washed all the windows, sitting outside on the sills and leaning back against nothing like a professional window cleaner. Whenever he saw anybody, Willie, Cuffy, Father, or anybody innocently chopping wood or hanging out clothes or something, he would drop into the room, crouch on the floor, and hiss, "Shh! They mustn't see. They mustn't guess." Oliver was given a dust cloth and told to dust. This he did in his own fashion, which meant that Mona followed him with another dust cloth and did it all over again. Everybody helped with the walls and ceiling, brushing away the immemorial cobwebs and soft dust with brooms and mops wrapped in cheesecloth. But when it came to waxing the floor, Cuffy got suspicious, and they had to wax the whole office floor as well, just to put her off the track. Oh, how their backs ached that night. Oliver fell asleep over his supper, and to Mona's drowsy mind the sentences in her French grammar were as indecipherable as Aramaic symbols. But the reward was worth the labor. The room was beautiful in the daylight, with its faded, still gay wallpaper, its 5 sparkling windows and shining floor, and Clorinda, properly dusted, glowing in her golden frame and ruby dress. The room appeared even lovelier than it was, because they themselves had discovered and restored it. "But it needs furniture," Mona said. The morning sunlight flooded the room. It was a dazzle of light, a wonderfully cozy place to sit in. But what to sit on? They couldn't remove any of the office furniture without Cuffy discovering it, and half, or at least a quarter, of the room's charm was its secrecy. The best they could do was to smuggle in 2 orange crates and a footstool to be used as chairs. But these did nothing to offset the elegance of Clorinda or the shining room. One of these days, Randy decided, we'll have to tell Father and Cuffy and see what can be done. In the meantime, they used it as a meeting place, a sort of clubhouse. "Shh!" Rush would warn, as though it were a matter of the gravest danger. "Oliver, stand guard at the head of the stairs, will you? Come on, Mona, help me with the piano." Then the door would be opened quietly, and they would tiptoe into the room, their wonderful secret room.